You've probably heard by now that some of the biggest tech companies have been laying off workers. In recent months, over 140,000 workers have lost their jobs in the tech industry. But have you ever wondered why? There are a lot of theories out there, but most of them are just speculation. So what's the real reason? In today's video, I'll do some digging and uncover the hidden reasons behind these layoffs. After all, it's not just the workers affected by them. The whole economy takes a hit when big tech companies start shedding jobs. Before we begin, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to stay updated on the world of tech. The tech industry has been an integral part of the global economy since its inception in the early 1900s. From its humble beginnings as a small but rapidly growing sector to its current stature as one of the world's most influential and powerful industries, it's undergone many changes. The impact that the tech industry has had on society is tremendous. It's changed how people work, interact with each other, and access information. It's driven innovation and increased production output exceptionally. It also plays a crucial role in creating economic growth, helping businesses become more efficient and competitive by leveraging technology. But recent news of job losses rising from the industry calls for concern. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy recently announced that he would cut down jobs in Canada, Costa Rica, and the United States by about 18,000 employees, primarily in the human resources and store departments. The company had already laid off about 2,000 workers in Seattle and Bellevue. During the pandemic, Amazon recruited massive numbers of employees, increasing their workforce by over 1.6 million at the end of 2021. Google CEO Sundar Pichai made it known to the employees by emailing them that the company will start laying off staff, beginning in the United States, while other regions will be done in due course. It was recorded that Google plans to lay off 12,000 of its employees in total. The staff feared that the layoff would come sooner or later, seeing what other tech companies were doing, coupled with the company's recent disappointing performance. Before March 31st, Microsoft plans to have 10,000 workers fired due to slow revenue growth. The CEO, Satya Nadella, explained in a memo posted on the company's website that Microsoft was at a fork in the road and would come back stronger and more competitive than ever. Facebook's parent Meta announced in November its plans to eliminate 13% of its staff, which is about 11,000 staff members. At the end of 2022, the company's market cap was wiped by 1/4, pushing its stock to its lowest since 2016. After the purchase of Twitter by Elon Musk, he laid off 3,700 employees, which was half of the whole staff. His new policies also paved the way for some other employees to leave. Elon Musk tweeted that the staff reduction was inevitable, as the company lost over $4 million daily. On January 10th, Coinbase announced that it would cut 5% of its workforce, which is about 2,000 employees. Because of the current situation in the crypto space, it hopes to preserve some of its revenues. Coinbase had approximately 4,000 employees by September 2021, but has since cut it by 18% by June due to the bear market conditions. Other top-known techs that have announced their layoffs are Crypto.com, Stripe, Shopify, and Netflix. The list is endless. The headlines are too familiar now. Tech giants issuing mass layoffs. But what's really behind all these job cuts? While some companies cite financial hardship or shifting goals for the sudden cuts in staff, others point to changing market trends and slowing growth. Recent news in the US shows that an economic recession looms around the corner. With the increased level of the consumer price index soaring high, the price of commodities increases. As businesses struggle to weather the storm, news reports and studies paint a bleak picture of an impending recession. This fear of an economic downturn has caused many industries to take drastic measures to protect their employees and businesses from losses. The tech industry, in particular, is feeling the effects of this fear as companies cut back on hiring and spending. Although some tech companies, such as education tech companies, are still doing well due to online learning becoming increasingly popular, other sectors are feeling the pressure as layoffs mount. During the pandemic, most businesses were engaged online, and people had no choice but to make use of the internet. Tech industries like Meta, Amazon, Netflix, and Google witnessed massive growth and so doubled their workforce. Many tech companies employed workers to work remotely, but in recent times, as everything has quickly shifted back to normal, these excess employees are not needed anymore. Tech companies enjoyed increased business growth during the earlier stages of the pandemic, but after lifting restrictions, many people returned to their everyday life, and tech companies saw the lack of necessities for having a surplus of employees. But in reality, the most likely cause is automation. That's right, the same technology these companies use to innovate and expand their business is being used to reduce the workforce and make way for machines, the creation of AI. Most tech companies are tapping into this technology. With programmed AI and innovations, companies seek to spend less and get more. The reality is that while automation can provide cost savings, it comes at a cost to human employees who see their positions replaced by machines or AI-enabled robots. As big tech companies continue to embrace automation as a way of streamlining their businesses, we'll likely see a continued trend of layoffs as they move away from traditional jobs and adopt a more automated workforce. As technology advances and automation becomes more commonplace in the workplace, companies will inevitably need to reduce staff size. It isn't a new trend. It's been happening for years. But what's new is how technology is impacting the workforce. With automation and artificial intelligence, companies can now automate many tasks that human employees once did. It means that they no longer need as many workers on staff. While this may be good news for companies, it's not so good for the employees who lose their jobs. Technology has had a devastating impact on the workforce, and it's only going to get worse in the years to come. Many companies are forced to make difficult decisions about their workforce to maintain their competitive edge. It can often mean layoffs. But why are these big tech companies laying off so many workers? What's really behind all these layoffs? There are several reasons that companies might choose to lay off workers. Maybe they need to bring in more revenue to support their current workforce. They may not be making enough profit. Maybe they need to be innovating more quickly. Or perhaps they need to adapt to new technologies faster. Any of these factors can contribute to a company's decision to lay off workers. But it's important to remember that these are just the surface reasons. There are often hidden reasons behind significant layoffs. Despite what the company executives say, the layoffs at big tech companies like Google, Microsoft, and IBM are not simply the result of the companies streamlining their operations. There's another reason for these layoffs, and it has to do with the changing nature of the tech industry. The real reason for these layoffs is that the big tech companies can no longer generate the same level of profits that they used to. With the growth of new, more innovative companies, big tech companies are finding it harder and harder to stay competitive. As a result, they're forced to lay off workers to stay afloat. So if you've been laid off from a big tech company, don't worry. It's not your fault. It's simply the result of the changing nature of the tech industry. That is the end of our video today. If you found it informative, please share and remember to like and subscribe for more videos like this. See you next time.